Hi everybody, I'm Jeremy from Live Wire Review. Today I have an F-150 Lightning from Bourgeois Motors in Midland, Ontario. They have lent this vehicle to me so I can go do this test. As of a few days ago, Ford is now allowed to use Tesla Superchargers. Now keep in mind this is only version 2 and version 3 Superchargers, so we're going to head out to Port Severn, Ontario and we're going to try it out. I have myself an A2Z adapter and we're going to try it for the first time today. Let's get into it. Okay, we're in the F-150 Lightning. It's an XLT package with the extended range battery, and we're off to the Port Severn Supercharger, address at 35 Lone Pine Road, Port Severn, Ontario. One thing you have to keep in mind is that even though the Supercharger network has been opened up to Ford so far and Rivian next month, you have to keep in mind that only version 3 and version 4 Tesla Superchargers will be eligible for charging other vehicles. So I just looked it up on the map, and very interesting fact is Barrie, Ontario does not have any version 3 chargers. So that means the 20 stall station and the 8 stall station at the south end are not eligible to be used on Ford vehicles. Luckily, Barrie is a place where lots of chargers are available, so that is not going to be an issue. Just keep in mind that the early infrastructure from Tesla is not accessible to other automakers as of yet. Okay, so here we are in Port Severn on Lone Pine Road. Let's go check this out. So as you would expect, they're built in a spot that's very easy to see, but far enough away from the building that you shouldn't have a lot of people blocking the chargers. Now, the charge cables for Tesla Superchargers are quite short, and this is on the front fender, so we're going to pull straight up to this stall, but we're going to be using the wire from the stall next to us. Okay, we're here at the Tesla Supercharger in Port Severn, Ontario. My first attempt here did not work out. I've pulled up as far as I can to the Supercharger, but because of the length of the cable, I can't actually reach the truck. So I'm gonna try and reposition this and see if I can get it in. And I just wanted to show you the adapter right up here. It's from A2Z EV. It's built here in Canada, and it costs about $300 Canadian shipped to your door. Now, if you have a Ford or a Rivian, you're actually gonna have one of these sent to you as long as you order it from the company. So let's reposition and try again. Okay, we're gonna try this again and see if we can get a little bit closer. Now, it's actually kind of annoying with these things being very close together and such short cables on them. This is actually blocking 2 spots just to charge 1 vehicle. Hopefully we can get some changes in the future and fix this, but we're gonna have to deal with it for now. I'm just happy to have Supercharger access in something other than a Tesla. Okay, well, we moved the truck closer and guess what? It still doesn't reach. With this charger location, we're actually gonna have to straddle the charger sideways and block several of them at one time. So one, when you're towing a trailer, it's not gonna work very well. And it's not gonna work very well when it's empty either. So let's try it for a third time. Well, hopefully third time is the charm, and it's a thank goodness this place is not busy right now. If you came across here and it was a busy Supercharger, nobody would let you do this. I'm gonna be straddling the chargers completely sideways, blocking off at least 4 parking spots just to do this. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, third time's a charm. We're taking up 2.5 parking spots with this. This is kind of crazy. So it's a good thing it's not a busy Supercharger station. The cable finally reaches. So let's go through the process here and find out what we have to do to get this to activate. I figured out where the charging port number is. If you look right down at the bottom of the hoop here, you will see 1A, 1B. So we're gonna go back to the cell phone here and we're gonna choose 1B as the post number. Let's let the camera focus in on here. You choose your post number. It has all your payment information already saved in here, and we're gonna choose 1B because that's the one we're gonna start charging from. So we're gonna hit start charging and see what happens. Attach adapter and plug in. So we're gonna do the handle first, plug into the vehicle. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so first we have to take this, we have to plug it into our adapter. This is an A2Z adapter, so there actually is a lock on the bottom of it. So we have to make sure that the lock is engaged before we can attach this to the vehicle. See, that was a little tight. Okay, lock in. And now with that lock engaged, it's actually allowing the communication between the vehicle and the charger. I have selected the post on here and I select start charging. And now it says attach adapter and plug in, initializing charging. The vehicle is now communicating with the Tesla Supercharger network and is allowing the charge to begin. Okay, so we are successfully charging at a Tesla Supercharger. This is a first. It was only about a couple days ago that the Tesla Supercharger network is allowed open to Fords, and here we are. You get to actually track your usage here on the app, so you can see exactly what's happening. We're at a fairly high state of charge here, so we're only charging at 58 kilowatts. It's a fairly expensive process, but if you take a look around the parking lot here, if we come up, there is another fast charger around the corner, but there are far fewer stalls. There is only one stall at this location, and for a while it was actually broken. So having access to all these 12 stalls here is very, very handy, and I am so happy to see this open to other networks. So as I was saying on the way up here, we took a stop over at the Port Severn ATV trails. And the reason we did that is because it's literally around the corner. It's on the opposite side of the highway. So as you can see here, the entrance to the Port Severn ATV trails, it's that close. It's that easy to take your ATV out to the trails nowadays. So it's just a really good vehicle to use for everyday use, for your work use, for your play on the weekend, and you don't have any range anxiety now that we have access to that Tesla Supercharger network. Before, there was only that one charging stall over there, and there was 2 Ivy chargers up the street. But when I checked PlugShare, a lot of the time they didn't work. So now we know we have reliable charging, and I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, so I just looked this up on my phone, and as you can see here on the screen, as soon as it focuses up, you're going to see that there are 6 supercharger stalls in Minden, Ontario. And this is important because there's something called the Halliburton ATV trails. And the trails actually start about 1 kilometer away from where this is. So that means an F-150 Lightning can take your ATV out to some of the best trails in this area, and you have charging about 1 kilometer away from the trail. It's really, really close by. And even if you can't access those chargers, there's actually 2 available non-Tesla chargers on the same site. So it really does open up the network. You're able to go so many more places than you thought you could, and that means this is a perfect truck to take your ATV out to the trails. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. I am super excited that the Tesla Supercharger network is now open to Ford vehicles, and soon enough it's going to be open to several other automakers. We are going to go through some teething pains here. As you can see, I'm taking up 3 spots, and if there was a car right here, I would have a very difficult time leaving. It would be even harder if I had a trailer. Now, I'd just like to say thank you to Bourgeois Motors in Midland, Ontario for lending me this truck for this test. And thank you to Tesla for opening up the network to other EVs. This really does transition us to a greener future. And that's the end of this video. I'd like to know your comments down below. And if you like this video, like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.